gorgeous soul friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Hannah. Welcome to my channel, and it's such an honor to be a part of your wondrous earth experience today. These will be short little videos just answering single questions. If you have a question while you're watching this video, go ahead and drop it down in the comment box below, and I'll add it to the series. So the question is, a lot of people say manifesting is like black magic light because you're trying to manifest for selfish reasons. What do you think about it and the karma involved in manifesting? Is it solved by aligning with your higher self or Christ consciousness? And I've definitely seen this perception circling around, and unfortunately, I think there is still a lot of externalization of higher and lower forces that happens even within mystic circles, especially mysticism that stems out of the three Abrahamic systems. You also see it a lot with Hinduism as well, but definitely to a lesser degree. Many people see the forces bringing about their fortune and misfortune as something outside of them, whether it be a god or a deity that is blessing them, or an angel or a spirit guide that's assisting in answering their prayers, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, some sort of lower deity or lower force that's creating their suffering. People from all walks of life seem to really struggle with the idea that they are the god of their subjective experience. And if you bring it up, people react as if you had said a dirty word. Like, it's so weird. People get really weird about it. Even in the mystic community, I've seen it all over the place. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, yes, with great power comes great responsibility. And, this path really does require the utmost self-accountability. And I think it's easier for people to cling to the idea of an external scapegoat because it's more palpable that way. And that's also exacerbated by the multitude of institutions that have reinforced this idea that God is outside of us. Institutions that I would say are actively practicing black magic as we speak. But the act of manifesting itself is not black magic. If it were, then every single person on the globe would be guilty of it. All of us, even the seemingly most puritanical of people, would be guilty of black magic. We're manifesting all the time, even when we're unaware of the ability to consciously utilize it to our will. Black magic is the act of intentionally manipulating or harming another living being in order to obtain an outcome that only serves the self. It's any action or intention that does not honor that foundational golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. We're all one. Everyone is you pushed out. Do unto others as you would have done unto you, because it will be done unto you at some point in some way. If manifesting were black magic, then goal setting is black magic. Fantasizing about your crush, black magic. Designing things from scratch, black magic. And this is why I don't resonate with the evangelical perceptions of all magic being something negative. Because magic is simply the act of using your imagination to create, and then bringing that creation forth into matter. Black magic isn't so much evil as it is unnecessary. If one is actually applying this wisdom and truly understands the limitless nature of our being and the multidimensional nature of our universe, then there would be no reason to resort to harming others or these lower impulses in order to get our way. Why not create a timeline where you can have your way and you can get whatever you want without harming anybody else? Or even better, where other people get their way too and other people are prospering as well. I do think there are a lot of wounded people who come into this work and they harm others because hurt people hurt people. But this happens outside of the manifestation community too. I mean, even among some of the most holy and Christened people, gossiping is a common form of black magic that I can use as an example in this video. People in all walks of life gossip all the time. That's a very common form of black magic. Our words are very powerful. So it's not just limited into this box of people who are practicing the materialization of their desired experiences. That's not black magic. Ultimately, black magic is any action that infringes on another person's right to life, liberty, and happiness. And, manipulating circumstances or physically forcing circumstances so that they, somebody else is harmed or somebody else's rights are infringed upon. And, you're able to get what you want and you benefit from that person's suffering. That's black magic. And the whole of the modern world is built upon black magic. It's so deeply woven into our society, especially in the West, that it's happening all the time. It's happening everywhere, and most people just don't see it because it's so subtle. It's not like what the movies portray. Real life magic is so subtle and organic and mundane that most people write it off as natural occurrences, as coincidences. In regards to karma, you know, the path of conscious manifestation really liberates a person from their karma. And I think that this is really what Neville Goddard was aiming to teach with his works. You know, he talks about liberating a person from their past creations. That's what this work aims to do. When you consciously recognize your co-creative ability, and you recognize that time is merely an illusion, and the past and the future are just creations within inside your mind, then you become absolved of a lot of the things that were weighing you down, the guilt. And that's another thing that I think is really misunderstood within this community is a lot of people externalize karma as well. And they see it as coming from an external deity who is punishing them for their past deeds. You know, for many spiritualists, it's the idea that aliens or AI is trapping us on this prison planet in these flesh prisons, and we're just being recycled over and over and over again. That's a really popular theory and idea within the spiritualism movement. Ultimately, our karma is just our guilt coming back to haunt us. And it's guilt that transcends lifetimes, if not transmuted and integrated. And this includes holding guilt for things that we've had done to us. Okay, like Stockholm Syndrome is an example. Empathizing with your abuser. That's an example of karma. People recreating cycles of abuse because they unconsciously don't believe they're worthy of better, or they don't even know what better looks like. That's karma. Karma is less like a punishment and more like a weight that we carry. And you know, when we begin to take charge of our lives and we begin to fully integrate this wisdom and apply it in a way that allows us to co-create with freedom, then we can really transmute a lot of those old beliefs about self. And it really requires you to face a lot of those old beliefs about self. It requires you to face a lot of that guilt and to integrate it. And that's really what shadow work is. They aren't separate phenomena. When you are honoring that foundational law that we are all one and creating from that knowing, that is where alignment with Christ happens. A person who is truly self-empowered sees that there are multiple avenues to one goal. And with enough confidence and belief, one of those avenues can be walked with full integrity and honor. And that's where the bridging of Christ consciousness comes in with manifestation. This is very powerful work that people are doing. And that's why I emphasize in almost every single video that I've done, at least the past few videos that I've done, I've been emphasizing that this work is literally saving the world. Okay? Again, I don't care how kooky that sounds. People who are actively taking charge of their fulfillment and taking charge over consciously co-creating an experience that they want to have, they are saving the world one by one. All right, the more people that we can get to activate this part of themselves and partake in this work, the more we can create a place of peace. Okay, it starts with you, and that impulse will spread outward. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.